What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Wednesday. I'm doing well myself. See these two people right here? They look like your average everyday people that you might encounter on the job or in a grocery store, gas station, what have you, out in public. Some of you may have even made so-called friends with people that look like this, never knowing what kind of dark secrets they are keeping, you understand, and what they really think, about you. You understand what I'm saying? Or your kind of people, if you understand what I'm saying. This so-called wealthy West Virginia couple right here, Donald Ray Lantz, 63, and Jeanne K. Whitefeather, 62, right here, is through alleged to have adopted 5 black children, okay, 5 of them, and basically enslaved them, used them for slavery, and made them live in this raggedy, ran down shack that's behind them. Oh yeah, that's what, the charges are. They're alleged to have done. This right here should make you understand that you can never, ever be friends with people like this. Subhumans. The thing is this. I'm not trying to paint this race with a broad, brush. I'm not trying to do that. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, man, it's always something with these people when it's come to us. It's very rare, far and few in between, that you will find some of these people actually legitimate friends and would never do what these people right here is alleged to have done. I came across a story that happened 2 years ago. The same thing, where a young black child, she was girl, female, 12 years old, was adopted, and the same thing happened to her. I don't know why these adoption, the system or whatever you want to call it, adoption agencies, don't take time to vent and vet some of these subs right here. I don't understand that. Maybe they know, maybe they don't. I don't know, but I know one damn thing. Something needs to be done about these adoption agencies just automatically giving these children over to anybody. Because when they did that, when you do stuff like that, well, you open the door for children to be mistreated. And that's basically what it is. On the flip side of that, I'll say this. The original parents need to be more responsible when they have children. If you can't take care of a child, then you should not have children. You just shouldn't. If you don't have the time to put in with the child, if you are selfish, you understand, and always talking about your time, I want to do this and I want to do that. If you got children, you cannot just run about like you did before you had those children. And then see you neglect them, and then they wind up into the adoption system, the judicial system, and what have you, and then wind up in the hands of lowlifes like this. Okay? That's what it is. Now, I know situations take place. It happens, where a child may, lose their parents or whatever in certain situations, but things like that can't be helped if that's the case. But I'm talking about due to selfishness, because all the stories I've seen, where women would leave their kids home 2 and 3 weeks or month at a time to go on a cruise or something like that, and child left in the house. Children left in the house like nothing. See, all they, when you get caught doing that, all that's going to wind up happening, your ass should go to jail, number one. If they ain't got a relative that was going to adopt them, well, guess what's going to happen? They're going to wind up in these adoption agencies in the hands of losers like this. Low-life, subhuman trash. Okay? Let's get into this story right here. Wealthy white couple allegedly kept their black adopted children as slaves, locked them in barn. Okay? And here they go right here. It's a little video right here, but it basically everything is just, in words and what have you. So I'm not even gonna worry about playing that. I'm just gonna read this particular article. And it says a wealthy white West Virginia couple forced their adopted children to work as slaves and sleep in a barn, according to disturbing charges. Donald Ray Lantz, 63, and Jeanne K. Whitefeather, 62, pleaded not guilty to more than a dozen new charges on Tuesday after two teens were found locked in a crumbling shed and in ratty clothing. Metro News reported. Now, I've seen some other, sites where they said they adopted 5 children. But this one says 2. I'm not really sure. But the thing is this: if these charges are true, these 2 need to be made slaves for the rest of their life in some county prison somewhere. For the rest of their life, if this is true. Let's continue. This is, of course, them again, and they pleaded not guilty, of course. And this is the ran-down shack, like I told you guys about. This is just awful, man. See, it's something with, these type that I would call subhuman. That they think that they have the right to mistreat the children of the book. No, you don't. This is going to come back on you tenfold. And that's just what it is. It's going to happen before you leave this dispensation in time. Let's continue. Lantz and Whitefeather were first arrested in October after a wellness check led to the discovery of the couple's 5 adopted children. Okay, there it is, right there. It is 5. Ages 6, 9, 11, 14, and 16, living in deplorable conditions in their Simpsonville property. On their Simpsonville property. The indictment, which Kanawha County Circuit Judge Mary Claire Askers said was one of the worst she's ever seen, alleges that the adopted children were forced to work on the couple's farmland because of their race. See, this kind of thing is real upsetting, man. So y'all pardon me if I tend to misconstrue words. Okay? Continue here. It alleges human trafficking, human rights violations, the use of forced labor, Askers told the court. Human rights violations specific to the fact that these children were targeted because of their race and they were used basically as slaves. From what the indictment alleges, the couple faces numerous charges, including human trafficking of a minor child, use of a minor child in forced labor, and child neglect, creating substantial risk of serious bodily injury or death. Whitefeather and Lantz were arrested after a child welfare call by a neighbor claimed 2 teenagers were being locked in a shed at the couple's Simpsonville home, according to a court filing. WCHS reported. Neighbors also reported that the children were forced to perform farm labor and were not permitted inside the residence, the filing stated. Now, this ain't nothing but slavery. Ain't that the way they did our ancestors? It's nothing but slavery. Trash. Ruling over kings and queens. What kind of shit is that? But see, this is the twisted universe that we live in. This is what it all boils down to. I ain't gonna ask how this. Let me calm down and get through this article right here. Wow. Police found a 14-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl locked in the shed. Inside was a small RV porta potty, but no lights or running water. One of the teens told police they had been locked in the barn for 12 hours after they was last fed. And something else before I go on. These low-life pieces of shit would turn around and treat a dog better. Not that they should mistreat a dog, but I'm just saying, I bet a dog was in the house sleeping in their bed with them. See, that's how they get down. Let's continue. The two said the couple forced them to sleep on the concrete floor without any mattress. They both were dirty clothes and had body odor, police noted, according to the filing. The girl wore shoes while the 14-year-old boy, had open sores on his bare feet, court documents said. A 9-year-old girl was found by police inside the main residence. 3 hours later, Lantz arrived with an 11-year-old boy. Whitefeather soon followed with a 6-year-old girl who been with acquaintances. Who been with acquaintances, that is. Whitefeather told deputies that the teens were locked in the outbounding, but claimed they liked it and called it a clubhouse. No, they didn't. You heard what those kids said. Wasn't nothing about how they was being treated they liked. Made them sleep on this hard ass floor. No water. They haven't eaten 12 hours. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing about it, where these low life pieces of shit are going, because they guilty. Don't think for 1 second that they're not. They are guilty as charged. You are going to have worse conditions than this. Yeah. Especially when some people find out what your ass in there for. Look at this place right here. Plywood on the walls. This look like some kind of air conditioning, but still, this ain't even how you treat somebody. I mean, like I said, if they had a dog in this place, guess what? This would have been carpeted. This air conditioner would have been working. The dog would have had water and food and everything else. Probably even a bed. Okay? This is how these subhuman bastards think. This is what it is. Let's continue. The children describe ongoing abuses at the West Virginia home and their parents, other residents in Washington state. Prosecutors also said they have evidence the couple moved from Washington after they learned they were under investigation for abuse and neglect. Anchors decided to raise their bond earlier after the prosecution alleged that their original cash bonds were obtained through trafficking profits after the couple was able to pay $400,000 bond for their release from jail in February, according to Metro News. So they've been doing this. Ain't no telling how long they've been carrying on like this. But it goes on to say here, Kanawha County Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Christopher, I don't know what, I'm ready to mess this damn name up, Kuriak, something like that. Excuse me if I ain't get it right, but it said the couple sold an 80-acre ranch in Tonasket, Washington, for $725,000 on February 2nd. In conclusion, here it reads, Whitefeather's brother posted two $200,000 bonds to free the couple from the South Central Regional Jail 3 days later. On March 28, prosecutors said the couple sold the Simpsonville home where they were arrested for $295,000. Prosecutors argued that even if their bond money came from a legitimate source, its intended use was human trafficking and forced labor. Kriviniak argued the money should be transferred from the custody of the state to a trust fund for the children. I'd say that too. I agree with that. Lantz and Whitefeather were taken back to, excuse me, let me refinish this. Lantz and Whitefeather were taken back into custody after their bonds were raised to $500,000 each. Basically not giving y'all stinking ass no bond. You don't need one anyway. You know what I mean? These two low-life subhuman pieces of shit. You're guilty. You're guilty. And I hope when they find your ass guilty, lock your stinking asses up and throw away the key. And anybody else out here doing things like this to people of any nation, May you hopefully hurry and get what's coming to you as well. You don't treat nobody like this. Who do you think you are? Y'all kind of favor. Y'all could be brothers and sisters. Be it as it is, people. That's all I got on this particular story right here. I want you guys to tell me what you think of it in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.